came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Friday on DGS. Getting ready to wrap up the week. Dave will be back next week. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler with you here till 5 o'clock. Actually, 4:55 to be specific, because we got more sports tonight. We got the Cardinals tonight on KMOX. So busy sports day. What a great performance for the Billikens, man.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Biggest comeback in school history. They were down 21. They end up winning the game. Being down 21 was pretty surprising. But obviously the historic comeback keeps them alive in the A10 tournament. To me, they feel like a lock for the big dance. And Selection Sunday, of course, is this Sunday. And Josh Schertz today also got a big contract extension. There'd been a lot of rumors that some other schools were going to try to poach him and take him somewhere else. And the Billikens got that done. They're keeping their coach. They're moving on in the A10 tournament. And I think we'll be talking about dancing in the NCAA tournament once we come back here on Monday as well. So, as I mentioned, busy sports day on KMOX. We won't be talking sports all along. We'll have Bernie Miklas at 2:30, talk some Cards and Billikens. Alvin Reed's going to join us later. George Mahey, Dave Murray, of course. You hang out with us till 5. We'll get you to the weekend.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, we're the home run hitters you need. Morgan & Morgan, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Zero Res. You know they do such a great job. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes now. This month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and let them know that Dave sent you.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklas.
So you talk rebuild. You want to put some faces on that rebuild. You want to put some figures, real live human beings. You want to be able to have them leading your parade, so to speak. And I think Weatherholt is that kind of player, and I'm pretty sure that Joshua Baez is that kind of player too.
Bernie Miklas. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Built on a century, focused on today. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
All right, Friday on DGS. Again, Dave back on Monday, and the rest of the crew here, we're all hanging out, taking you into the weekend. I forgot to mention, too, that tonight is the continuation of the World Baseball Classic as well. United States taking on Canada tonight. So, and this is the elimination round now. So it's win or go home, one game at a time. So this is the quarterfinals. You have the semis on Sunday, and then obviously the championship game coming up next week. And then everybody's back to their respective big league teams to get ready for the start of the regular season, which is now only 13 days away. So there you go.
Whoa.
A lot of things going on in the world of sports today. Obviously, we won't be doing that the whole time. We will talk about all of that with Bernie, though.
Are we better than Canada?
Yes, they are. The United States is favored. They were the favorite coming in Vegas.
There were just some difficulties.
They just had the one lane game where they didn't really show up because we had questions about whether or not they actually knew they needed to win.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all still saying they knew, and nobody acted like it. The manager sure said a couple of things that makes you wonder, but I guess, it's over now because they advanced. Now people are going to let it go because of that, but it was still pretty weird. It definitely shouldn't have been like that. Lot to do today. And obviously, we got all kinds of good stuff. I mentioned Bernie will talk sports with us. We'll go all over the place with Alvin Reed. We'll talk food with George Mahey going into the weekend. And then obviously Dave Murray is going to tell us if the roller coaster ride is still on schedule, because it sure seems like it is. It's been nuts. Does this guy I know we talk about, Dave brings it up all the time. Dave is very much impacted by the weather, sunny or cloudy, or, the temperature swings. How about you guys? Does it hit you much?
Yeah, I mean, I start to really miss the sun and, just I feel like I'm in overall like a brighter, happier mood whenever it's sunny and nice outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it bothers me more now than it used to. It never used to bother me. And I still love a good cloudy day, but when it's like nothing but clouds for like a week.
Yeah, you guys know I'm such a weirdo that the only stuff that ever impacts me is if it's going to like mess up my plans. You know what I mean? Like if it's going to rain and I got to sit all day and wait to see, we're coaching, we got a tournament this weekend and see, are we going to play at 1 or 2 or 4? Like that stuff I hate. I hate when the roads get messed up from rain or snow. And the extra heat is always a bit too much. But it's always about that practical thing. It doesn't hit me where I'm like happier that the sun is out or gloomy because the sun's not out. It's definitely more of like, what is this going to do to my life today? So when I take the dogs for a walk, am I going to freeze my ass off because it's windy and cold? More about that.
Yeah, that seasonal affective disorder though.
It's real.
That's a thing.
Absolutely, man. Nobody really, you kind of people, you instinctively knew it for a long time because you would see that way that people were affected by it, but it's actually a thing. And it's one of those deals to me, like this time of year, you feel like you're on the yo-yo getting yanked around because you get the tease like we had earlier this week. Heck, even today, these next couple of days are going to be nice, right? It's supposed to be around 60 today, tomorrow, and maybe warmer than that on Sunday, and then we get punched in the face for a couple of days.
Yeah. Sloppy snowflakes.
Hamster sized.
Perhaps.
Are we still going with the hamster sized? Did he say that yesterday? I couldn't remember.
I don't remember if the hamster size came up during the segment.
All right, I'm gonna have to ask about the hamsters today.
It came up during the recorded forecast.
Okay. So he did use that yesterday anyway.
I
just don't remember it from here because obviously I don't remember every word that comes through my ears. I almost said earballs. What in the world is that? Man, how you guys doing? You still got the coughs going here and there.
I'm fine.
I'm feeling a lot
better.
Are
you feeling better though? Because you guys are like lighter. You're not, you don't seem like you want to take a nap. I don't mean on the air. I meant like
I have a lot more energy. I still don't have like a ton of energy, but I have a lot more energy. So I'm feeling good. I think tomorrow I might like try to work out or something.
Nice. Yeah, that was really kind of the same thing that Dave had for a long time.
Yeah,
similar idea. I don't know that it's the same exact thing, but the same kind of impact where it was days of coughing and a little bit of a drag for a little while. I don't even know if I want to say it out loud, but so far I've missed everything through the
good
winter.
For you, Wheels.
Now I'm gonna get it though. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get one of those May colds where it's like nice out, but you feel like garbage.
Yeah,
and somehow that makes it worse.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. I'm going to get something really stupid not because I said that, but just because I've dodged so many bullets so far.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that's what happened to me too because
it's just caught up to you.
Yeah, I had like one small thing back in like September. It was just a couple days of not feeling so great, and then I'm like, man, I'm really getting off easy this year, and then I got sick. But no, feeling much better.
Well, Go to Sleep says Dave wore the virus down before he passed it on to you guys. Not that we know that anything got passed around.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't even know if Andrew and I like had the same thing necessarily.
No, that's true. And you guys are never
both happened to be sick at the same time.
But you guys are almost never in the same room at work. Like how much of the day are you actually in the same room?
We eat lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so half an hour maybe.
Yeah.
Out of a 5 or 6 hour day.
Sure.
Reduce those odds a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, I say that, and I'm in the room with Dave and Rach for 4 straight hours, and I'm in the room with Andrew, literally, 10 feet away?
Oh, so I think we found the person who spread it.
Oh, well, is that kind of like the one who smelt it, dealt it?
Maybe.
The one that moved around gave it to everybody. I could have been one of, what do they call that when you could be the source of a contagion, but not actually be sick? There's a name for that.
Typhoid Mary. No, I think she famously.
That is what happened to Typhoid Mary. You're right.
I thought she also had typhoid.
I think she might have, but I don't think it like affected her. It was something like that. Like either she had immunity, but was still able to pass it along. It was something like that.
You guys think we have another plague coming soon?
I hope it's not.
Yeah.
I hope that's not me. That would suck.
It's okay. We're through it anyway. Like now that it's over, I'm like, that wasn't so bad.
So bad. We're all right.
But
now.
in the thick of it, I was telling you, Wheels, I'm like, it just makes me think of like every day I'm not sick. Why am I not in the best mood ever? Like,
you're so right.
Life is so wonderful. I don't feel like trash.
Start your day with an edge.
Total Information AM.
It's like breakfast for your brain. I wake up, I turn on the news.
I gotta listen 3 or 4 times every day.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
I like to wake up with the news.
Total Information AM.
It's where I get my news. Traffic conditions and potential weather that's coming.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9.
I like to turn it on and just get caught up.
Where I get my news. The news, weather, and traffic.
On the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
All right, we were just talking about it. Let's check in now with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
It's a nice afternoon, and we have a good-looking Saturday on our hands, and then we're in for a wild roller coaster ride, partly to mostly sunny skies, windy and 63 this afternoon. Nice evening. Partly cloudy, 38, though, for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, breezy, and 66. Sunday, rain and some thunderstorms around anytime on Sunday, windy and 69 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest fairly early on Sunday night, and the temperatures are going to just drop like a rocket. And we've got rain and wet snow going over to snow. Could even be some thunder involved here. A little concerned about that. 22 for the low Sunday night into Monday morning. There could be 1 to 2 inches of snow by the time we hit Monday morning. Monday is partly sunny, windy with snow flurries and 29 degrees. 40-mile-per-hour winds on tap for Monday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Cardinals single game tickets are now on sale for the 2026 season. The schedule delivers big time matchups, including weekend series against the Cubs and Dodgers and visits from the Boston Red Sox. Add in a promotions calendar stacked with fan favorites like all new giveaways, a Hawaiian short and shirt set, golf inspired hat, dark mode jersey, and a whole lot more. It's Busch Stadium at its best all season long. Lock in your seats today at Cardinals.com.
1 in 4 people surveyed by Bankrate.com say they're literally losing sleep because of worries that they may have not saved enough to retire. If you're ready to get serious about planning for your financial future, you could start by listening to the All Financial Hour with host Steve Auld of the All Financial Group.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different. If you want assistance, we can also help you at that point.
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6. Right here on KMOX.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility, Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler with you here.
Bernie Miklasz joins Rush Hour Sports tonight at 5 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
All right, you're back in on DGS on a Friday. We'll get back to full normal on Monday. Dave will be back, and I can't wait for the stories, man. I can't wait to hear the description of the game between Dominican and Venezuela. Sounds like it was from what Dave told us in our group chat and what Tom Ackerman told us in the Sports Boys chat. Sounds like it was pretty amazing.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
And it's always funny. It's like if Dave were just like at home this week, it would feel different, but he was also like having this amazing
cool
trip.
things.
Yeah, so it's like, what Dave's doing?
Yeah, well, he's doing all the fun things we're not doing. He's going out to nice dinners. He's going to ball games every day, and then of course gets the big ball game on Wednesday night. Played golf with Ricky Horton and John Tudor. Not that any of that's cool. All right, it's really cool. We'll have good story time.
It's good to be DG. That's what I say all the time.
We'll have good story time on Monday. Let's have Razor's Edge. What do you got today, Rich?
Okay, I want to talk about teachers because for whatever reason, my TikTok algorithm has been showing me videos of teachers just basically complaining about their jobs, which I don't blame them. I think it's probably harder than ever to be a teacher. And some of the comments on these videos, I'm presuming from parents, are so wild. So I saw a video last night of this young teacher. She's probably like 26, 27. And she was like, hey, just so you know, as a kindergarten teacher, I should not be the first person teaching your child how to write their name.
Right.
They should be learning that at home, and then we can work on letters outside of their name here at school. But like, this is just something you should be hands-on with in teaching your child how to write their own name.
Yep.
It wastes so much of my time, and some of these kids have like long, unique names, or like they're spelled, just different than like.
Right. There are different spellings of Braden, and
it's like
all
mom
that.
and dad wanted to be fun, and it's like that's great, but it's like then it's a burden on me to like keep all this stuff straight. And I could not believe the comments. People were like, that's your job. What else are they paying you for?
No, it's not.
I shouldn't have to do this. And it's like, wait. In what universe, when you're talking about your child's development, does it seem like a good look to say, I shouldn't have to do this?
I mean, that shows you how lazy you are.
Insane. It makes you wonder, like, well, why do you have a child if you don't think you should be responsible for helping them learn like anything? Because writing your name is kind of step one.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And again, we're not talking about special needs. We're not talking about any special circumstances. Just talking about the norm.
Yeah, just a regular child. I mean, I would venture to say, like, even if they're special needs, you could still try to teach them a little something at home.
Yes, I mean, like the timing might be different by age, but all the while, regardless of your child's capabilities, you're the one. You're the boss, the CEO, the one in charge, and you need to do the initial steps. You need to be the one that teaches reading, and because think about it this way. If a teacher has to take the time to constantly help the couple of kids whose parents wouldn't put in the work to teach them how to spell their name, you're now taking time away from the rest of the class.
Absolutely.
So that takes away, and again, maybe it's only a couple seconds here and there, but if it's every day and it's not just one thing, it becomes, I mean, if it's one thing there, if it's, you can't spell your name, well, what else is it?
Right.
And what else am I going to have to slow the class down for? because you're not doing your job at home as a parent.
I know. It was just, I could not believe the number of comments and the diversity of people saying like, but that's your job. Why are you on here complaining? That's what you're paid to do. Like, yeah, it is her job to help your child learn. That's the definition of being a teacher.
They have a curriculum.
Right. But to just completely throw up your hands and say, none of it's my responsibility, it's all on you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're damaging your child if that's your attitude.
Well, in that same vein, I saw this article on BuzzFeed of kind of just polling different teachers across the country, and they're talking about the everyday things that students don't seem to do for themselves anymore. And of course, this isn't the rule.
What age again? You said
this is all across the board.
I got you.
I
So
think
elementary school-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're focused on like early education.
Okay, so younger kids, right?
So, I mean, obviously there are plenty of kids who do this, but there are a large enough percentage of children out there not doing this that multiple people have said this is what's going on. So 3 and 4 year olds, so pre-K, most of our kids cannot put on a jacket at all. They won't even try. They start throwing tantrums before even attempting, saying they can't do it, it's too hard, etc. Put on a jacket.
Yeah, a kid should be able to do that.
And again,
like, I mean, it's not, it's, believe me, it's not as easy as it seems because they do get frustrated. It doesn't take long to put one arm in one and one arm in the other, and they can figure that stuff out pretty good.
The problem is none of this is a reflection on the children. The problem is it's the parents.
They don't have the patience.
Yeah, it's just easier for the parents to do it. It's quicker for the parents to do it, so they're not teaching the kids. The majority of students struggle to read a clock unless it's digital. That one, I'm a little more understanding of just because most clocks are digital nowadays.
I don't know that I have a clock in my house that isn't digital. Now, when my kid was little, I'm not sure we did either. And that was 28 years ago. I mean, she's almost 29. So even then, I'm not sure we actually had a physical, like, count the hands clock in our house. Maybe we did, but I don't remember it.
Right. And I specifically remember learning to do that at school.
Okay.
Because I think we had a clock like that, but there were plenty of digital clocks around the house.
VCRs all had them, right? Stoves and obviously phones. You guys have been around long enough to have phones most of your life, right?
Since I was, like 20 years now.
Right.
Yeah, about a little over half.
Yeah.
Okay, so one teacher says, I have been shocked by the number of 2nd and 3rd graders who can't tie their shoes. That's a big deal. When you're a little kid, it becomes like a rite of passage to learn how to tie your own shoes, and it is frustrating. I remember being so frustrated by like the bunnies goes in the hole and blah, blah, blah. I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on.
I don't remember learning it that way. I remember just like, here, you do this, this, and this. And I was like, oh, that's okay, I'll try. And then I probably failed a million times.
I remember being frustrated, but I was also like 5 years old, 4 years old. And then I was able to figure it out. There's a bit of a learning curve, but we got it figured out. But again, I think this is another example of like, well, it's just easier if I tie it for them, or we just get them the Velcro schools for forever.
Well, I mean, as long as you're presenting a situation that's not going to cause a problem in class, that isn't going to make the teacher stop and tie the shoes of 8 kids. If you got slip-ons or you got Velcros, I mean, at least you're providing a solution to this. You still need to teach it, but that's not something that should be taught in school.
Let's see here. One teacher says, I just retired after spending decades teaching an intro course at a university. The reason I retired.
So university.
Yeah. Cheating is the norm and accepted. Critical thinking is out the door, and the use of ChatGPT is the typical way students answer questions or write something on assigned topics.
Yeah.
And again, like,
just so crazy to think about.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not going to pretend like if ChatGPT existed when I was in high school, I wouldn't have been taking advantage of it.
Same.
That's the thing. It's like, do we really expect this technology to exist? And then these kids are just.
No, but that's the thing is.
They're going to go like, I am pure of heart and I will be the only one writing my essay. Like, no, they're probably all going to turn to this technology.
But the reason I wouldn't have done it is because my dad would have destroyed me. He would have taken everything I cared about and taken it away.
Yeah. That's a good
And
point.
I would not have done it. Look, we all get tempted when you're 16, 17 years old and you're like, oh, I didn't want to study. It's boring, or that class is hard, or whatever. If I had done something like that would have been considered cheating, I would have lost every privilege I had for months and months on end. And I knew that, which is why I wouldn't have done something like that. I mean, that's where it's on parents.
Yeah.
I do understand when you're young, you don't always know. By the time you're in college, you should have the common sense to understand you're there to learn the skills you're going to need to be a professional at something. And the skills you're going to need to be able to pull as a professional at something is not just searching AI, because they could just use AI instead of you if that's the way you're going to approach it. So the point there is not to just pass the class or get the grade. You actually have to learn how to do things. Because then when you get to work, you know how to accomplish things. You know how to finish a process. I don't know how many times. Have you guys seen these same videos? We've talked about it before, I think, of employers being like, yeah, people are always quitting because they don't understand what the demands of actually doing work are. They don't understand that when I give them a task, this is a brief version of it. I'm going to shorten it up. But I saw an employer pointing out there, she was talking about taking the initiative, right? So it's like, I gave this employee a task. I said, hey, we need this paperwork from our law firm or whatever it was, from another company, but was working on a project with this company. Can you reach out to them on Monday and tell them we need it by the end of the week? Right? So that person sent an email to that other company. And then on Wednesday, the boss checks back and says, hey, you got anything on that? It's Wednesday. We need that by Friday. And the reply was, well, I emailed them on Monday and they haven't gotten back to me. Well, this is what you're learning with shortcuts. You're learning that you don't need to take extra steps to do anything. Because what you should do there, I think we all would agree, right? Would be, if you don't hear that day, follow up the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't hear that day, maybe make a phone call as opposed to just sending an email. Like, you escalate to get what you need and you keep your bosses informed as you're doing that. But when you've built the habit of just, I'm going to ask my phone and it's going to do everything for me, I haven't built the habit of just doing things.
That's why we got to, dude, I've been saying for a long time now, like, I pretty much completely support the whole banning phones in school thing. I just don't see how having a smartphone on you during class is adding to the experience.
It's not necessary.
It's really like holding kids back in a lot of ways, I think, because most kids aren't going to have the discipline to not look at it or to not use ChatGPT and all that stuff, like Andrew and I were just saying. All right, let's do one more and then we'll go to break here. Kindergarten teacher here. Many kids come to kindergarten having never used crayons or pencils, so they cannot or won't try to color, trace, draw, or write.
Really?
That makes me so sad.
How do you not have your kids coloring in things when they're little? Are you just having them do it on the iPad?
They just have iPad now.
Yeah, but I mean,
iPad babies.
You got to interact with the physical world, man. You're building, I know this sounds ridiculous, but you're actually building chains of a long, links of a long chain. So when you're learning to do things, that can lead to other things, right? You're teaching habit. You're teaching how to move your fingers and manipulate things the way you want them to. And you'll be delayed in that too. Forget just the educational side of it.
I know it is a bummer. And I just want to say, to all the great teachers out there, I am so sorry. I wish things were different.
Here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at LedermanLaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Every spring, brings promises, and every spring delivers surprises. This year, the Cardinals are writing a new story, and there'll be plenty of surprises. Tom Ackerman is in Jupiter, Florida, with inside access to Camp Cardinals.
Presented by St. Louis Composting. Composting, growing gardens and making memories. And Happy Roof. We always create happy endings.
From breakout performances to roster revelations, get reports throughout the day on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Bernie Miklas here for Saliga Heating and Cooling. Our family's called the Saliga family for 18 years, and we are grateful for Saliga's honesty, knowledge, and professionalism. They're the best. For more info, visit SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Larry Older here. You know, one of the most rewarding parts of sharing Relief Factor with you is hearing real stories like that of Sandra. She tells us, I've been hearing about Relief Factor on the radio for a couple of years, and I finally decided to try it because nothing else was helping my back pain. I know the feeling. With a 3-week quick start, she said, I went for it. Now I feel like a new person. That's Sandra's own words, and it's so gratifying to hear. I've told you about my brother Kirk having difficulty going up and down the stairs in the morning. He wouldn't listen to me. I told him to take Relief Factor. He finally did. Began moving better, feeling stronger. Too bad he didn't listen earlier. Try it for yourself. The 3-week quick start. And see how Relief Factor could be your game changer too. It is only $19.95. Think about it. Do the math. Less than $1 a day. So call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com. All one word, relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
Neovitin began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created Neovitin, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with Neovitin, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
All right, it's DGS on Friday. Dave will be back Monday. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin, all hanging out with you here. We got Bernie Miklas at 2:30, Alvin Reed at 3 o'clock, George Mahey at 4 o'clock, and, of course, Dave Murray in his normal spot at 3:30 today. So pretty normal Friday as we go forward. Guys, I spent a lot of the evening last night, and it's not a real big percentage of time, but it was quite a few tweets. I was having some Twitter battles last night. Fun ones, though. Nothing. I only do sports and stuff like that on Twitter. I don't do anything serious because it's a waste of time. But we were doing, there was a lot of buzz in baseball about, and I won't get too deep into this because it's not really the point. But a lot of buzz in baseball about how demonstrative the Dominican team is and how much they celebrate. And there are people that always want people to be buttoned up and old school. Well, there's always that little kind of culture war within baseball, right? So it's all that. It's just us going back and forth on that. Not a lot of anger, just a lot of disagreement and back and forth. And one person, and I'm not going to name him because it wasn't a nasty back and forth, but I was really confused by this. And I want to know if you guys think I should be confused or if I'm missing something. Because there was a back and forth that we had about this very topic. And I sent the message to this guy and I said, hey, listen, if you're not fitting the category that I'm being critical of, well, then the message is not about you. And the response I got was, but you responded to me. And I said, yeah, because you replied to something I put out there that wasn't directed at you. You weren't tagged. It wasn't at this person. It was just me putting a thing out. You reply. So then there's back and forth. It was almost like you singled me out, but I didn't. You brought yourself into the conversation. Then it didn't get nasty after that. I was just like, but, it's like you called me on the phone and I answered. That's what happened there.
Was that his first tweet to you? Was him
No.
say- okay, so he replied, and then you said, "Well, it has. If it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you." And then he's like, "But you're talking to me."
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Right, exactly. So it started off, there were a couple back and forth, and another person was there. He jumped in, and 2 cents. And again, I didn't mind that at all. It was fun. I had a good time with going back and forth with baseball fans on it last night. And there were a few of us going back and forth. And then that's when I said the thing about, hey, if what I said in the original message doesn't apply to you, well, then I'm not talking about you. If you're somewhere, if you have a different position, that's not what I'm talking about. And he's like, but you responded to me. I'm like, well, you jumped in. Like if somebody calls me and it's like somebody I know, I'm probably going to answer it, right? I mean, like, I feel like if I don't answer it, I'm almost being a jackass.
I think and I don't know this person, but I think sometimes people just get very riled up online to the point where they're like, oh, I got to say something back. You were talking to me. It's like they're like panicking or something that you have replied to them and they don't know what else to say. So then it comes out like just strange. But
yeah, I was like, do you want me to just not respond?
Yeah, that's a weird back and forth.
Okay, so I'm not, again, this person it was not a negative, to me, it wasn't like a negative interaction. It was just like, I was confused. Because we were just doing a baseball thing back and forth, and there was some confusion about who was saying what. And I'm like, hold on, rewind to the beginning. The beginning is where I started, and if that doesn't apply to you, fine. Then it's not about you. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not being critical, and then we can go from there. And it was just like I don't know. It was almost like you started it, but
yeah, but
the nature of replying to a thread is you're jumping in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. We put these things out there for like this on like to go back and forth because that's the fun. That's where you can have conversations as opposed to just say a thing and then never respond or reply to anyone that replies to you.
I also think it's important to keep in mind that a lot of people are just not operating in good faith, especially on Twitter. So you're obviously coming from a place where you're like, yeah, but if it doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it.
It's not about you.
But if you're coming into that situation in not a great place and you're looking for conflict, like you're just going to respond with more conflict.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I kind of just gave up on Twitter because trying to have conversations with some folks, it's like, I feel like I'm a decent communicator. And like, I genuinely, I want to get along with people. I want to find common ground. I want to find like something we can agree on. But then over time, I just came to the realization, I'm like, there are just a lot of people out there who have no interest in that. Like, they just want to keep it going.
And I had a Johnny Bunch of Numbers person who had some anonymous name with like 17 numbers at the end of it, reply to me with an insult and then block me so I couldn't reply back, which made me laugh. Like, man, somebody's a snowflake.
A little bit.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
If you want an employee to stick around for a long time, give them plenty of time to recharge. Rick Cobb, founder of the workplace consulting firm To Discern, says some companies are offering sabbaticals as an employee incentive. He says it's cheaper than hiring someone new.
When you look at the cost of a sabbatical, which is around $5,000 to $10,000, it's not that big a risk.
Cobb says 20% of sabbaticals are taken by younger workers. I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
Okay, I have some really good news. Well, we do have the 0% a lot. We do have it on our regular products because you will be unbelievably shocked, especially if you call me and I'll give you the straight up scoop on how much money you can actually save by if you spent $20,000 versus $10,000 on a system. The difference could be as little as, I don't know, let's just say, not to exaggerate, 5 cents. So be careful out there, and always remember your energy savings is based on your house. It is not based on the equipment. So common sense advice and help and guidance. Again, call me Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest, 314-293-2600. Again, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, that is bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock right now, we've got a cloudy sky. It is 59 degrees downtown at the Arch. An update to the shooting at the Red Roof Inn near I-44 last week. It is believed connected to a previous murder. Let's go live to the newsroom and KMOX's Sean Malone.
Hey, Michael, the St. Louis City Police spokesman Mitch McCoy just providing an update to us in the last hour with this shooting that took place last week. Keenan Bridges is the man who died from the self-inflicted gunshot wounds. He's accused of killing a woman in December. That same woman's body was then found on January 2nd on the North Riverfront, marking a murder that they believed occurred in December. Now, Bridges is the one who died from the self-inflicted gunshot wounds. His uncle was in the Red Roof Inn with him when U.S. Marshals were trying to make entry. And here's how he played into that murder from December, according to SLMPD spokesman Mitch McCoy.
Carl Ray, he is 62 years old, is suspected of abandoning LaToya's body near the Riverfront Trail.
He's also accused of helping Bridges burn the body as well. Live in the newsroom, Sean Malone and KMOX News.
President Trump and Defense Secretary Hegseth are casting doubt about the well-being of Iran's new leader.
Ayatollah Mustafa Khamenei has not been seen in public since it was reported he took over for his father, who was killed at the start of the U.S.-led war. Various reports indicate he is in a coma and that one leg was amputated after he was wounded on the first day of the attacks. President Trump told the Brian Kilmeade show, quote, "I think he's damaged, but I think he's probably alive in some form." Secretary Hegseth told reporters at the Pentagon he believes Khamenei is, in his words, wounded and likely disfigured. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
This year's flu season is winding down. Health officials say the flu vaccine didn't work that well. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
A new strain that was prevalent during the early winter months was not well matched to the vaccine, and that led to an intense early onslaught of flu. Officials are generally pleased if a flu vaccine is 40 to 60% effective, but this year's shots were about half that. In fact, it had one of the lowest effectiveness rates in the last 2 decades. A flu expert says the season is now coming to a close, and he's very grateful for that.
DirecTV customers now know where they'll be able to find Cardinals broadcasts this season.
While the team has not announced all of the details and specific places to find Cardinals broadcasts, if you're a DirecTV customer, you'll find the team-produced broadcasts on DirecTV channel 672. That's just one up from where FanDuel Sports had been found on DirecTV. There is no additional cost for the Cardinals broadcasts. Joe Pott, KMOX Sports.
Of course, every Cardinals game right here on America's Sports Voice, KMOX. From the business desk, Southwest Airlines this summer will be bypassing a couple of airports.
Southwest Airlines says the last day of service to, from, or through Chicago's O'Hare Airport will be June 3rd. Any Southwest flight booked on or after June 4th will be canceled, and customers will be given rebooking or refund options. The airline says that operating at Chicago O'Hare continues to be challenging, and they're confident that they can serve Chicago through the city's other airport, Midway. Southwest says it's also ending service to Dulles Airport in the Washington, D.C. area. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Chicago.
The down from Stiefel is down 12 points to 46,665.
It's a nice afternoon, and we have a good-looking Saturday on our hands, and then we're in for a wild roller coaster ride, partly to mostly sunny skies, windy and 63 this afternoon. Nice evening. Partly cloudy, 38, though, for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, breezy, and 66. Sunday, rain and some thunderstorms around anytime on Sunday, windy and 69 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest fairly early on Sunday night, and the temperatures are going to just drop like a rocket. And we've got rain and wet snow going over to snow. Could even be some thunder involved here. A little concerned about that. 22 for the low Sunday night into Monday morning. There could be 1 to 2 inches of snow by the time we hit Monday morning. Monday is partly sunny, windy with snow flurries and 29 degrees. 40-mile-per-hour winds on tap for Monday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got 59 degrees, and the feels like at the moment is 47 degrees downtown at the Arch. And the weather is sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Coming up on 206 on KMOX, DGS on a Friday. Dave is finishing up his week off and take the weekend to recover. He'll be back with us on Monday, and looking forward to having the whole crew back together. Got Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler with you here in studio. We'll have Dave Murray in his normal 3:30 spot, Bernie Miklas in his normal 2:30 spot, so that's coming up in about 25 minutes. Alvin Reed at 3, George Mahey to talk restaurants in the 4 o'clock hour. So basically, stick with us. We'll get you to the weekend with some food, some sports, some weather. Could be anything with Alvin. we can, like, with Alvin and Mike Elam when they're in, we could literally go in any different direction. So I guess we'll find out where we're going to go when that time comes around. I probably will ask him about the city-county thing at least, get his opinion on it, since it's been a buzzy topic for the last couple of days. I got it's not really a quiz for you guys. It's more of a checklist that I want to run down with you guys and see where you guys stand on this, because I saw a listing of things that millennials are letting die out.
Okay.
So it's 23 things. We're not going to go through all those things. I'm just going to pick out some of the more interesting ones as we go along. But it's just it's 23 things that millennials are letting culturally die out. So
Okay.
just chime in whether you think it's good, bad, indifferent, or you don't think it's happening, or you do think it's happening. Like the first thing listed is like a paper check.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need those anymore.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I wrote one. It's been a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, we have them, But more often than not, we don't do it, and we're obviously Xers. We're not.
Yeah,
we're
I
not
have them too,
millennial.
but it's like 4 addresses ago at this point. Like,
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I ordered them once and I
Yeah.
never used them all. Like I have this book of them. I just do everything online.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I would say for us, it's probably 95%. You know, there's maybe the occasion where maybe you send something to a family member, like a nephew or a niece, like, here's your birthday, here's $50 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's more like that than it is anything else. So we're with you on that one. So here's another thing that millennials are supposedly allowing to culturally die out: clubs. So not nightclubs, not bars and things like that, like the Rotary Club or the Masons or whatever lodge is in your town, like something that appears to be a thing that is not getting any attention from your guys' generation. Does that ring true? Good thing, bad thing?
I mean, it rings true, but I don't really know that many Gen Xers like involved. In
I
their
don't either. I got a
Rotary
few buddies.
Club.
I got a few buddies that are in the Rotary Club, like back home, but only like 2 or 3. I don't know anybody else that's in that kind of a thing.
Mhm.
But when you guys think about it, doesn't it make sense that those things are going by the wayside? Not because they're not useful or whatever, but because there are so many more things you can belong to. You know, go back 30 years or 40 years, you know, those things were more popular because you didn't have as many choices at your disposal of what to do with your time. As many places to go, as stuff to watch, things to do.
And I think social clubs like that are a little bit less invested in than they used to be, in part because
probably
we're so connected now. You know, you don't have boys' night at the Rotary Club because you have a group chat with all those same people.
And it's every day.
And it's every day, and
Yeah.
it's all day.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk to them, you can just hit them up in the group chat.
Yeah, that's a really good explanation. I wonder if that, we have to find out one of these days. I wonder if that applies the same for like VFW. Because that's a little different organization, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I was listening to KMOX this weekend, and I just heard a little snippet of Maria Kina was talking to a gentleman with the American Legion, and he was talking about, and I'm sorry I don't remember, or maybe I didn't hear because, like I said, I just listened for a short period. But he was talking about how people weren't involved anymore. Younger people are not getting as involved, and I think their branch, or whatever you want to call it, is kind of struggling because it's just not being invested into as much.
Cool. How about this, guys? Are you guys familiar with what like a living room is versus like a company room or a great room, or whatever? One thing that millennials apparently letting die are the separate rooms that you really only use when people are visiting. So you have your living room, like your TV room, and then you would have another room that would have a couch and a chair and things like that. First of all, I made that go away because I realized how stupid it was to have an extra room you basically never use.
Sure.
Yeah, we're not letting that die. We can't afford
Yeah.
an extra room.
You're not wrong.
I
That's
live in
a
a
good point.
1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, you can't, like, we don't live in houses that have rooms we don't need or use. Like,
Yeah, that's why stuff like this, like, to an extent, I'm like, oh yeah, we're probably letting that one die out. But some of it, it's like they're letting home ownership die out. And it's like, I'm not letting that happen.
Wow.
I would love nothing more.
millennials are letting the vacation home die.
Right.
It's like, why don't even have a first home?
That's great.
You
No,
guys
I
are
don't have
killing
a-
Social Security, by the way.
You guys nailed it, dude. You're so right about that.
Millennials have killed the 3rd floor of the house.
Apparently, again, according to this polling, another thing that millennials are letting die out are funerals.
What?
Just like they don't want them. They don't plan on having them for themselves. They don't want to do them or plan them for other people, like for parents or whatever.
I have noticed that ever since COVID, I do feel like funerals, the ones I have attended anyway, have been less of a to-do than they have been in the past. Like a lot of times it all happens on one day, or it's just a smaller thing, a more private thing. I kind of wonder if the COVID shutdown and like society kind of looking at that and I know a lot of people were alienated during that and didn't get to attend funerals they wanted to attend, and that's absolutely tragic. But I wonder if society looked at that and thought like, oh, kind of didn't realize it was possible. You really can just do something totally different and not spend tens of thousands of dollars and over the course of several days.
Yeah. And once again, a Gen Xer, full on Gen Xer, I don't want one for me. Why should everybody that survives me spend all that money when I'm gone? Just do something informal. Get the people together for a party at the house or something. Go to a ball game. I think that's plenty. And
Yeah.
I don't need tens of thousands of dollars to be spent on my dead corpse. You can do
Fair enough.
you can do the memories. You can have the get together. I would prefer that because then you're actually getting together and not just sitting in formal attire in a formal place, with not, I don't want to say boring, but kind of serious, kind of sad music playing. Like, just go talk, go hang out, do something like that. I'm already in that group, and I'm definitely not in the millennial category.
Well, there's also like our friend Lauren Ponder with Last Call. Like, her job as a death doula is to kind of like destigmatize
Sure.
death and show people that they can celebrate that life kind of however they want. I do think that's one where it's like, if you want to have a traditional funeral, like, more power to you. But I do like the idea that people are kind of realizing it can be whatever they want it to be.
Yeah. How about this one? You guys feel this one? Another thing that millennials are supposedly allowing to die out is saying God bless you when someone sneezes. And one of the comments I saw said, "Why are you blessing me? I just had a reaction to some dust. It's not a big deal. Just ignore it and move on. I don't need your blessings."
I get annoyed when people don't bless me.
Okay, so you want to keep that alive? Just a what?
I think
a
it's
courtesy?
just nice. Yeah, it's
I
a
got you.
courtesy.
I get you. I'm kind of the same. It's such a habit for me now, though. I don't know. I mean, it's been my entire life. I don't think I could stop doing it.
Well, because it's polite.
Yeah. What do you think, Andrew? Should we get rid of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need it. I don't do it.
Like,
I
if
don't
somebody
care.
doesn't say "bless you" to you and you sneeze, you don't care.
No, not in the
Okay,
slightest.
good. Because I don't care if someone doesn't say it to me,
But I also
but I do it reflexively when someone else sneezes.
I also I'm not like, we must destroy. Like, I don't.
Well, no. Again, the idea here is that it's not like a forceful change. It's just
Yeah.
letting it die out.
I don't.
letting
I
it-
don't care in the absolute strongest sense of the word. I don't care I don't care if I never hear it again. I don't care if I hear it 40 times a day. Whatever. It's in the hands of everyone else.
That's pretty good.
Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Like, if I sneeze and, like, for instance, like, Kurt doesn't say bless you, I'm like, oh, he wouldn't. He's not even paying attention to me.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just looking for an issue.
That's funny. Here's another one that if this is true, if this is a thing millennials are letting die out through their behaviors, then I'm with you because I'm the same way. Cards, birthday cards, Christmas cards, anniversary cards, all the other holiday cards. I almost never buy a card. Almost never.
They are ridiculously expensive. It was Darcy's 4th birthday a couple weeks ago. And she's 4. She can't really read yet, right?
Right. But so you want visual.
Yeah, I just wanted like $1.99 card. And I go to Target and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I could not find a single card that was less than $4.99.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah,
It's
so
a piece
I
of
just
cardboard.
took a Sharpie and wrote on her gift card. I'm like, to Darcy from Aunt Rachel. Like, she doesn't care. She's not going to ever look at the card ever again.
No.
Now, Mother's Day coming up. I want to get a nice card for my mom and my grandma because they like it. They deserve it. But yeah, for like someone who I know for a fact does not care, you're not getting a card.
This is another one. Again, I don't speak to this one. I'm curious what you guys think. Apparently, cooking and housekeeping knowledge are things that millennials are letting die out. Again, not necessarily by design, just that's what's happening according to this poll.
You said cooking and housekeeping?
So cooking and housekeeping knowledge, not although I guess that would mean not doing the act either, but right? You guys feel that? Not feel that? Experience that?
I mean, not in my own personal life.
Okay.
I think fast food is maybe a little bit more ubiquitous now. I don't know if that's the advent of the delivery apps thing or what it might be, but I do think that I think, I don't know, like, not so much that like cooking knowledge, like the esoterics of it is being vanished, but I do think that maybe millennials don't cook as much as our parents did.
Yeah. And the point of the poll too wasn't, it's not like any of this, none of this is necessarily intentional, although some of it might be. It's just more of habit and what kind of things you're doing and maintaining that your parents' generation did. Brian on the stream said, we're all going to get the all-inclusive $29 tickets for Card's funeral. For Wheel's funeral, sorry.
Oh, man.
I get, hey, Brian.
Yikes, Brian.
I hope I'm not gone sometime this baseball season.
Yeah. I don't think they're still, I mean, maybe they will, but I hope,
I hope they still have.
it's far in the future.
I hope I make it to my 80s and stuff. But in all honesty, like, I would love it if people went to a ball game instead of to a funeral for when I go, when the time comes. Like, that would make me, even now, the thought of it makes me happy. That go do something fun.
It is nice.
Yeah. All right, last one. Last one that I have on the list that I thought was interesting was excessive holiday decor and gift giving, like reducing it all, going minimalist on both of those things.
Hard to disagree.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
So you're not seeing that at all?
No. In fact, like, you get on social media anyway, and what I've been seeing lately are girls being like, get your Easter table ready at TJ Maxx. And then you go buy a bunch of stupid rabbit plates and like lamps for your dining room table with an Easter egg on it. It's so materialistic. It's so much overconsumption.
Yeah, it is. It is a house that looks like the Easter bunny exploded in the middle of it. It is the most Easter-fied anything ever. And also, I mean, I can't speak for all millennials, I guess, but I love giving and receiving gifts.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're not giving gifts as millennials, and I definitely don't think we're letting holiday decor die.
Because I consider, I mean, like every the generational generalizations are obviously just that, but they're also, these are kind of behaviors that can get measured, right? You can see what's being purchased and what isn't, and as the millennials get older, and then Gen Z is going to get older, you start to see where their money goes and where it doesn't go, and that's kind of an interesting observation. I don't think any of it's good or bad.
Well,
like,
you just
I'm with you guys on most of this stuff. Like, I get rid of half of that stuff if you ask me.
And you just brought up a great point, Wheels, like where we decide to spend our money. I think a lot of these things, if people are cutting back on like Christmas decor and what have you, I think it's because we just don't have the same disposable income as we had 5 years ago. Like a lot of this is a indicator of what's going on with the economy. I mean,
especially in your age group.
Yeah, for sure. Like most of the things you just listed off, it's like, I think a lot of this is just people saving money where they can.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Well, that's fascinating. You guys are kind of right square in the middle, right? You're not on the extreme. You guys aren't trying to kill everything, but you're with me on killing some of those things.
I'm flexible.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade. Dana Carvey. Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall.
Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities.
And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips.
Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I am just looking at the Lombardo Homes website. Now, look, I am the kind of person, I spend a lot of time on Zillow and Realtor.com. I just like looking at homes. So the Lombardo Homes website is like the jackpot, the holy grail. If you just want to see beautiful homes, beautiful layouts, Lombardo has so much to choose from, and they're such an amazing custom home builder. They've really become synonymous with quality, with luxury and customization, like I said. And for a limited time, during the month of March, if you get a Lombardo home or you start the process, obviously you're not going to complete the process by the end of March, Lombardo is giving you even more room to live. You will receive a free finished recreation room in the lower level. You can use this for anything that fits your lifestyle. This is a special incentive that's only available in select communities and only during the month of March. So if you're thinking about it, just get a hold of Lombardo, get a sales manager on the phone, get some details, and see what your options are. Visit lombardohomes.com to learn more.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
It's Friday on DGS. Dave will be back on Monday. We've got Bernie just after the 2:30 news. Rach, why don't we do some Flashback Friday here?
Absolutely. It's March 13th, and back in the day, lots of things were happening. 245 years ago in 1781. Okay, for 1 second, I almost forgot how to read the year, and I was saying like 1700.
1781.
That was a weird brain fart.
Year 1000.
7081.
1781, William Herschel discovered Uranus, the seventh planet from the sun. It was the first planet to be discovered with the aid of a telescope.
That's crazy that you could do that then.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Like,
how did they even do that? How did they come up with that?
Well, they couldn't do that in the year 1700,
800 and
1701.
1704 score and one.
I started saying it and I was like, this is not right. We have to reevaluate what's happening.
We're here in 2026 making mistakes like that. And people in 1781 were looking at Uranus.
Well, some of them were. 174 years ago in 1852, Uncle Sam was first featured as a cartoon character in a magazine.
Oh.
This was a Jeopardy answer like
when was
3
that
days
again?
ago. 1852.
Okay.
He wasn't a real guy. What he?
I don't think so, because they just said he was featured as a cartoon character in a magazine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you could be a real guy that gets cartoonified.
Let's look him up. Uncle Sam.
Yeah, I do think it was an advertising mechanism. I don't think it was a real person.
I was gonna say he was a cartoon character only. You moron. She just said that.
Oh, how interesting. The earliest known personification of the United States, because that's what Uncle Sam is. He is a personification of the United States of America. The earliest known personification was a woman named Columbia, who first appeared in 1738 and sometimes was associated with another female personification, Lady Liberty. And then they were like, get those gals out of here. I'm not listening to them.
Get those dames.
I want an uncle to tell me what to do.
I'm tired of broads. Give me the unk.
All right.
Yep.
Maybe is this true? I'm reading this overview that it was actually based on a person.
What? No, Wheels, I was such a smart aleck about that.
So I'm reading. I don't know that this is right. I just pulled it up on a search. So
well, we know he's unk. Is he chopped?
It says that there was a person named Samuel Wilson, respected businessman, known locally as Uncle Sam. He lived from 1766 until 1854. So
He
kind of
was
in that
real.
window. And during the War of 1812, he used to put meat in barrels to send to the troops. And it had U.S. on it for United States, but the soldiers would call it from Uncle Sam. and he was Uncle Sam. And I think that's where it came from.
Just fishing a barrel out like, oh, we're saved, and it's full of rotten meat, and you're like, oh, good.
How did we all not know this? Like,
thanks,
well, of course, we weren't alive in the mid 1800s.
And Wikipedia is saying like that could be where they got Uncle Sam.
It's apocryphal.
Yeah.
So the National World War I Museum and Memorial does mention a man named Samuel Wilson, providing provisions labeling with the U.S., and it meant to stand for United States, but it wasn't yet a popular abbreviation for the United States, so the soldiers thought it was from Uncle Sam. So at least if it wasn't modeled after an Uncle Sam, maybe he was the inspiration for the concept, because soldiers affiliated Uncle Sam with good, with, hey, this guy's bringing us stuff that we need. Love this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's the National World War I Museum and Memorial. I think I trust them.
Oh, so you trust him more than my show sheet?
Well, the sheet, sure. I would trust you more, Rich, but the sheet,
the one
no.
sentence printed on the sheet that is often wrong.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Couldn't be simpler. If you or someone in your circle of friends, your crew, needs new flooring, we have everything that everyone else does, except maybe a couple of places like in Clayton and Ladue that are going to have super, super, super crazy expensive stuff. Now, if you want to go there and shop and take a picture of the SKU and bring it in, we can get that stuff in a couple of weeks and save you a lot of money. But you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Lumber Liquidators or any of those competitions, they're going to have Mohawk, Shaw, Coronet. So do we. Same guy drops it off. We pay the same price. They mark it up. We mark it up. We just mark it up less, and we're a little smaller. So it's not like walking across Six Flags trying to find, Berber carpeting or something. When you need it installed, we're going to do it. We're going to do a great job. It just really is that simple. 3 locations, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-6623. 800-499-6623. 800-499-6623.
We are 1 hour away from Dave Murray being on the show and giving his weekend forecast. But he recorded a forecast for us earlier today. Let's check in now.
It's a nice afternoon, and we have a good-looking Saturday on our hands, and then we're in for a wild roller coaster ride, partly to mostly sunny skies, windy and 63 this afternoon. Nice evening. Partly cloudy, 38, though, for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, breezy, and 66. Sunday, rain and some thunderstorms around anytime on Sunday, windy and 69 degrees. Winds turn to the northwest fairly early on Sunday night, and the temperatures are going to just drop like a rocket. And we've got rain and wet snow going over to snow. Could even be some thunder involved here. A little concerned about that. 22 for the low Sunday night into Monday morning. There could be 1 to 2 inches of snow by the time we hit Monday morning. Monday is partly sunny, windy with snow flurries and 29 degrees. 40-mile-per-hour winds on tap for Monday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here. Let me tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which is available at Supplement Superstores, and you can find a location at supplementsuperstores.com. here's what Burn Balance Complex is first, and then what I've experienced. So what it is a complete metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. It does way more than that. And it's a natural weight loss option. And so if you don't want to get into prescriptions or the cost of injections or whatever, if that's not for you, then check out Burn Balance Complex because it does the job. So it's the next in line, right? This is kind of like the next big prospect that's taking the lineup spot from 213 Complex. They're both great products, but I've already can tell in just a couple of weeks that the Burn Balance Complex is just a little bit more. It's the next level up. You're talking about appetite control, all-day focused energy. Most importantly, the stuff under the hood, right? The metabolism working the way that it's supposed to. You burn stored fat. You're feeling better all around the board. Your workouts get easier. Your day moves smoother. And I can just do this. Just all you need to do is go to Supplement Superstores. You talk to them, tell them your goals, tell them what you're trying to do, and then tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in, and they'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com. Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler with you here.
Bernie Miklasz joins Rush Hour Sports tonight at 5 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan, and by Salika Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
It's Friday on DGS. Dave is still out. He'll be back on Monday after his nice little trip down to Florida for some baseball and golf and friendship and food. Very jealous. I'm looking forward to hearing the stories coming back on Monday, but we're proceeding as usual. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin, joined by Bernie Miklasz in his normal Friday spot. Bernie, what a nice afternoon for the Billikens, man. It started off pretty ugly, but boy, did they finish in style.
Yeah, I was as a fan, I was really worried because listen, we can't deny the obvious. They had really faded down the stretch. Even the games they won, it was kind of shaky, and it didn't mean that anybody was giving up on them. But you just when you see George Washington come out there and just storm them and take a huge lead, up by 14 at the half, dominating pretty much every phase of play. I have to admit, I had some doubts. This isn't a bandwagon thing, but just someone whose mind works to always kind of like, okay, let's analyze what's going on here. And, they basically were getting their butts kicked in every way. So it just didn't look good. But man, what a great second half. And in the second half, the Billikens flipped the script. I mean, they were the better team in every category. They really tightened things up and they got more physical. They were winning the turnover battle. They were shooting better. They were playing better defense. And it was good to see Robbie Avila, do his thing in the second half too.
What toughness. I mean, plantar fasciitis is no joke. It hurts, man. To see him go out there after battling that here lately and have such a big game in a big spot, that's great. And great toughness from that kid.
Right. And, he rightfully was chosen as the A-10 Conference Player of the Year, even though he didn't have gaudy statistics or anything. But if you just watch the game today, that kind of tells you how valuable he really is. He does everything well. He's a facilitator. He's not like a star in the classic way. He is absolutely a mixer, a facilitator. Everything kind of evolves around him. He finds ways to make his teammates better. He finds ways to fit a need in real time during a game. And really, really happy he won that award, but really happy to see him be able to play on that foot and just be at his very best in the second half when you think maybe that injury would have really slowed him down in the second half, but it was the exact opposite.
100%. Also, you double up on a good day, Bern. I mean, you advance in the A-10, which is important because if you lose this game, you might add some doubt to people. I don't know that we should be having that, but the people will be buzzing about it. But doubly good, you get the big comeback win, the biggest comeback win in the history of the program, and you're locking up shirts to stick around.
Absolutely, and it kind of seemed it was headed that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I give the SLU administration, not just Chris May, but everyone who's in a position of leadership at St. Louis U, and that includes some of their powerful alums. And I give Chris May and Josh Schertz a lot of credit because they have a great relationship. And a lot of people claim that, but when it comes down to business, sometimes those relationships aren't as tight as we thought they were. But I give Josh Schertz a lot of credit too. I think the guy always has his feet planted on the ground. I think he knows that he has a great situation at SLU and that he is loved here and he's making plenty of money here. And he believes, like Rick Majerus believed, you can actually build a really, really good basketball program that'll be sustainable for a long period of time. So I think Josh Schertz has been an ideal fit for St. Louis, not only the team, but the community.
Totally agree. Let's do a little baseball, Burn. And just a quick thing on the WBC, because United States and Canada playing tonight in a quarterfinal game. Dominican's playing. I think Dominican probably U.S. and Dominican should advance, but obviously we've seen in this tournament already and in the past in the WBC, you know, anybody can beat anybody on a given day. We saw that with Italy beating Team USA. How interested are you in tonight versus what it might be over the course of the weekend as we get deeper into semifinals and finals?
I usually start to bear down on this when we get into the quarterfinals. I won't be watching the game tonight live, but I will be watching it in its entirety later and not knowing who won. So I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
But I think it's really cool the way this thing sets up. You know, you could have Albert Pujols in the DR against Team USA. You could have if the DR would get into the semifinals, you know, then a really good chance of them taking on Yadier Molina in Puerto Rico. I mean, I think it's really, really fun. I mean, you could be looking at or if it goes the other way, you could be looking at a USA-Japan matchup in the next round.
Right.
I mean, a lot of good stuff. Or no, I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, that would be a final if it happens.
Yeah, that'd be a final if they could get there. Yeah. So no, I think it's great. And it's so great to have Molina and Pujols on this international stage because the Cardinals aren't really represented in the WBC. I mean,
not much.
You've got Brian Torres on the Puerto Rican roster.
Yep.
You've got Gordon Graceffo and Sajasi on the Italy roster, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you would have had Riley O'Brien, but the foot problem kind of delayed that. But you're right; it's not very much, and it's not high profile guys. You know, that's kind of where you are, and your highest profile guys certainly are not in the position to take out any of the ones on the bigger teams. You know, on the U.S., Dominican, or anything like that.
It's just a reflection of the time.
Yeah,
and, you know, like in other words, like this is to be expected. You have a team that was not really good for 3 years in a row, not really good since 2022. And the star power, as we all know, those of us who are honest enough to talk about it, that the Cardinals' star power has faded. This is a down cycle. That's just the way it works in sports sometimes. And they're trying to develop this thing, build it back up from the ground. They're trying to cultivate and develop new stars. Yeah. I think they will. But this is a lull period, so it's not surprising at all. Like I'm always kind of like I scratch my head, Wheels, whenever there's another like top 100 players in Major League Baseball list come out, and there's no Cardinals on there, and everyone acts like almost offended or they're confused.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what? Wait a minute. I'm talking about the Cardinals fans and media. We have been very critical of the fact that there's been a talent drain here. So why would we think anybody would be in the top 100 list? And you know, so it just comes with the territory when you hit a downturn. And this great franchise went from 1996 through 2022. This was a top 3 franchise in baseball, but they hit some hard times. And believe it or not, St. Louis baseball is not immune to that because no baseball market is immune to that.
No, absolutely not. All right, back to spring training stuff, Bern. You said a thing today on Twitter that I really want to repeat. I just think it was an interesting thing because we all are, you, me, Matt, Paulie, Derek Gould, everybody's talking about what's happening, but we all talk about what's happening in spring training in specifics, right? We're not saying, oh, he's got a good batting average, so he's having a good spring. Like we're trying to dig into the details, signs where improvements might be made or where maybe some decline has showed up. And what you tweeted was interesting because you're like, it's generally a thankless task to discuss spring training performance, in part because it's only about what could end up showing change, not about what will.
Well, I was talking about Nolan Gorman,
Right.
and it's kind of subtle. But I started tracking this a couple days ago, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. He's not striking out. He's drawing walks.
Mm-hmm.
He's really a lot more selective. His contact rate, which has been an embarrassment, frankly, his contact rate down in Florida is dramatically improved. He looks like he has an idea when he has a plan when he goes to the plate, and he seems very confident, and he seems very calm and very disciplined. And this is why Twitter or X it just amuses me to no end, because you're not allowed to compliment a player, even if you say, hey, he has a tremendous amount to prove.
Yeah.
And nothing really matters until you get through the regular season. It doesn't, but no, people don't want to hear it. Even if a guy who's had a terrible hitting approach and plate discipline,
mm-hmm.
he came in with a plan to make that better, and he's making some progress. So what? We should just totally ignore the amount of progress he's made. I don't see fans or media ignoring it when people are down on a Jordan Walker or any other player, and those guys go 1 for 30.
Right.
Do we ignore that? No, we go nuts over that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't compliment a player that people are down on like Nolan Gorman. And listen, I'm very skeptical of this.
Of course.
Nolan Gorman, since 1986, when Robert, who was the Neil Armstrong of strikeout guys, it's a good joke. Anyway,
he walked before everyone else could run. Whiffed before everyone else could run.
Rob Deere was the first player in Major League history to have a season where he struck out more than 30% of the time. That happened in 1986. Since 1986, among players who have had 1,500 career plate appearances, Nolan Gorman is tied for the 4th worst strikeout rate in baseball.
Mm.
And I won't even tell you where his contact rate
not good.
walks. Just look in my video; it's there. So here's my philosophy on this: when a guy has something to prove, okay, it's never too late to try to get better, and it's never too early to try to start to get better. So let's see where it goes. Like I said, I'm highly skeptical, but it's really weird. It's strange how you have the outrage police. They're going to censor it if you try to take a struggling Cardinal and point out that he's doing some things well. You get slapped down in a hurry, man.
Nuance is not allowed on Twitter.
No.
It's just
I don't think there's a lot of intelligence allowed on Twitter either, but there are many exceptions, of course.
Yeah, of course. And by the way, for anybody that wants to see the longer breakdown, Bernie talking about Nolan Gorman, STLSportsCentral.com, great video. I sped through it a little bit before the show, Bernie, or through the piece you wrote yesterday, and then looking forward to checking this out tonight while I'm watching. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch baseball, and then I'm going to have this on my phone, and I'm going to do the two things at once.
And I apologize today because I'm all wound up. I'm extra salty today.
It's all good.
It's Friday. Everyone's got to cut me a break here. I'm extra salty this afternoon.
Well,
I'm just trying to have some fun.
Just so you know, we like salty, Bernie, and it's just too bad we don't have Redbird Rush Hour because it would have been fun to get another hour of it.
No doubt about it.
We don't have that for anybody listening because we have Cardinals baseball at 5:00 tonight, just so everybody knows. Bern, great stuff, buddy. Have a great weekend. Always appreciate your work. We'll look forward to Redbird Rush Hour on Monday.
Right.
But before you leave us, tell us about Saliga.
Absolutely. Saliga Heating and Cooling, same family. The Saligas have owned it for 100 years. Dan Saliga now has the honor and the duty to do that. And it's obviously the family business means everything to him because there's a reputation to uphold and a family standard to uphold. That's one of the many reasons why you should call Heating and Cooling if you need any help at all. 314-481-7333. Because there's a track record of credibility and trust there. The Miklas family knows that because we've been calling Saliga for 18, 19 years. And we found out what everyone else has found out since 1927, all these St. Louis families, that if you're looking for someone to trust, someone that is reliable as far as showing up when they say they are, someone that is highly professional, classy in your home, very, very knowledgeable, and is going to take you through the process and listen to all your questions, answer every question, explain all your options, never hustle you, never pressure you, never try to sell you something you don't need. There's a reason why this great Saliga family has lasted and is still going strong 100 years after opening the door. So put faith in the trust, your faith and trust into the track record, into the credibility of this family in the heating and cooling business in St. Louis. Highly recommend them, obviously. If you want to find out more, all of their services and everything else, just go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you all.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Nicholas.
So you talk rebuild. You want to put some faces on that rebuild. You want to put some figures, real live human beings. You want to be able to have them leading your parade, so to speak. And I think Weatherholt is that kind of player, and I'm pretty sure that Joshua Baez is that kind of player too.
Bernie Nicholas. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Takes and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first serve. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate opening day with Dirt Cheap, Budweiser, and Rally House. More info at KMOX.com/events.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
All right, it's DGS on a Friday. Dave back on Monday. Alvin Reed joins us top of the hour. Dave Murray at 3:30. George Mahey, 4 o'clock. And in between all that, it's just the three of us.
Yep.
Great. You want to do a little more flashback?
Yeah, because we got plenty more.
Nice.
57 years ago, it was 1969, and Disney released the classic The Love Bug.
My God.
Yeah, those were...
I saw those movies at the drive-in theater.
Did you like them?
I don't remember. I was pretty little, and I thought the car was cool. I think we had toy versions of it, the little Matchbox versions of Herbie, the Love Bug. But I remember like the first one when I was pretty small. What year did you say that was?
1969.
Okay, so that was before I was born.
Yeah, they had like 7 or 8 of them.
Oh my God. Yeah. What I was going to say is the later ones got progressively dumber and dumber.
Yeah, I think the last one was with Lindsay Lohan.
Oh no.
It was called
When she was a kid or?
When she was like 19.
Okay.
Herbie Fully Loaded.
Okay. Yeah. It's kind of a weird premise. You know?
Yeah. What is it? Like the car talks or something?
The car behaves like a sentient being.
Okay.
And she falls in love with it.
I don't know
So
if that
I don't think that's the story.
part happened.
Yeah, I watched a different one.
I know in the early ones, he like wins races and stuff.
Yeah, she was racing that thing too.
Yeah.
Which it's like, that's a little silly.
Mm-hmm.
That it would be like winning races.
And also racing bugs.
Yeah. 50 years ago, it was 1976, and the Four Seasons returned to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 chart with December 1963. Oh, what a night. 47 years ago in I like that song.
I have no Four Seasons thoughts. No, nothing negative or positive. Just like no thoughts.
What about The Ropers? This came out in 1979. It was a spinoff of Three's Company.
Yeah, that was a totally dumb show, but the Ropers in Three's Company were an awesome, like, side hilarious couple. Do you know much about that? Like, they
No.
were so like the show Three's Company set in the 70s. At the time, this was a pretty big deal. As far as like people didn't do this, but it was about a guy named Jack who lived with two young women. They're all in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the landlords didn't want to think that stuff was going on up there, so Jack was pretending that he was gay the whole time. And the Ropers were the landlords that lived downstairs, and they were just always popping up and like out of nowhere. And Mr. Roper was pretty damn funny. He had always had like the funny looks at the camera when he said something that he thought was funny.
That's fun.
It wasn't bad. Like, again, the characters were great in that show. The show itself was pretty stupid.
34 years ago in 1992, they released My Cousin Vinny. Got to mention twice this week on the DGS.
The two Utes.
31 years ago in 1995, at the 9th Soul Train Music Awards, Queen Latifah was named Entertainer of the Year. Man, think about how different things were 31 years ago. Like, Queen Latifah was on top of the world at that point.
And in different ways, too. Like, she's had a couple of different runs.
Yeah, she really has.
You know, like, obviously huge rap star
but like
early
acting
on. And yeah, absolutely.
Brandy won Best New Artist, and Best Rap Album went to Snoop Dogg for Doggy Style.
All right.
20 years ago in 2006, Black Sabbath was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, along with Leonard Skinner, Blondie, Miles Davis, and the Sex Pistols. Now, the Sex Pistols declined the honor, but they went ahead and inducted them anyway.
I always find that I'm not saying there's anything wrong with if you're doing that. Like, if you just don't feel like it's you and you don't want to be a part of ceremonies or whatever, it kind of fits the Sex Pistols brand, right? I mean, it's not very punk rock to kind of join the establishment, you know?
And like put on a tux.
Yeah.
6 years ago, it was 2020, and President Trump declared the coronavirus pandemic a national emergency. 6 years ago today.
Man.
Everything started changing.
What a wild run that was, man.
It was
like things
quite
went,
an interesting time.
They escalated so quickly too. Like it was today that they announced
today.
Because it was funny because at the time I hadn't started working back at KMOX. I was doing work for MLB Network Radio. They sent us down for spring training. So while all this was going on, we were flying. And there were people with like actual full-on like World War II gas masks in the airport. And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
This is really bizarre.
And you're like, I'm sure this will pass in a couple of weeks.
And the day I got back from that trip, the shutdown happened.
Man. And then everything went back to normal. Right?
What?
Tell you guys about my friend Charles D'Angelo. The other day on the show, we had two of Charles' clients on, Ben and Lisa. Lisa lost 175 pounds. Ben lost 300 pounds. Ben was 500 pounds. And they both reached out to Charles, and they just were so effusive with praise that it just worked. And he held their feet to the fire. And when they would hit slumps and plateaus, he would get them through it. And I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? 175 pounds for Lisa, 300 pounds for Ben. Whether you have 100 pounds to lose or 50 or 20 like me, reach out to Charles D'Angelo. This could be And I don't want to be schmaltzy, but this could really be the most important phone call you make, could really turn your life around. Go to charlesdangelo.com. That's charlesdangelo.com.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. The one I've been using. It's the only sportsbook app I've ever used, and I've been using it for years. And I was so happy when it came online here in Missouri because now I can do this at home. And you can enjoy the college basketball runs that are going on right now with conference tournament week and the big dance starting next week with FanDuel, because what they're doing is they're giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. So only a couple days away, so you can take advantage. I've already taken advantage of my boost today. Got a couple of games in action right now, and hopefully it'll work out, and we'll tell you about that a little bit later on. But from now until the final 68 is revealed on Sunday, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. You can build same-game parlays for the shot at the bigger payout. You can do live betting. Really do it the way that you want to. And to find out more, sign up. You can go to FanDuel.com/Missouri. Remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus is issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got some clouds. Right now it's 60 degrees, but the feels like is 48 downtown at the Arch. Let's lead off with the weekend weather and Dave Murray.
Michael, our weather is pretty easy to take right through Sunday night, and then we get into a really wild temperature ride and weather ride with rain and thunderstorms arriving on Sunday. Still quite mild Sunday, but Sunday night, it's a mix of rain and snow as we drop to 22 degrees very quickly. And how about Monday? It's a cold one. I'll have all the details coming up.
Thank you, Dave. With 314 Day, St. Patrick's Day, and March Madness tournament happening in St. Louis in the coming days, is the police department monitoring any terror threats? St. Louis police spokesman Mitch McCoy says they are aware of the events taking place around the world and the country and the local events, and they're working with other law enforcement agencies in the region to make sure the city is safe, and adds,
we can tell you that there are no known
credible threats to any events that will be occurring over the next several days in St. Louis.
McCoy says they're also asking people to plan for a sober way home from any festivities and to not leave their firearms in their cars. A fire at a senior living apartment in Tower Grove was knocked down quickly because of some lucky timing.
Tower Grove Manor Senior Apartments on the 2700 block of South Grand saw a fire break out on the 8th floor. Now, I'm standing outside the building where you could see on the 8th floor, on the back corner of it, there is an apartment complex that was totally burnt out, and you can see the remnants of the fire that trickled up the building, scorching the exterior of the 9th and the 10th floor on that corner. Now, Fire Chief Dennis Jenkerson says they were lucky that not only was one of their engines just a few blocks behind this building, but they had some recent history with it as well.
The good story here is that company 2 days previous had just done a familiarization tour and a pre-plan of this facility, because it is a facility that concerns us because it is a senior living center.
Jenkinson says that there are no injuries reported from this fire, and because of their quick actions, they were able to contain it and knock it down in record time. Outside Tower Grove Manor Senior Apartments, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A federal judge quashed Justice Department subpoenas issued to the Federal Reserve in January, a severe blow to an investigation that has already attracted strong criticism from Capitol Hill. Judge James Boasberg said that a mountain of evidence suggests that the purpose of the subpoenas was simply to pressure the Fed to cut its key interest rate, as President Trump has repeatedly demanded. Fed Chair Jerome Powell revealed the investigation January 11th, prompting Senator Tom Tillis, a North Carolina Republican, to block consideration of Trump's pick to replace Powell as Fed chair when his term expires on May 15th. If you're a Cardinals fan and a DirecTV subscriber, we've got some good news.
While not all the specifics have been worked out, the Cardinals have always said if you had access to the games last year via cable or satellite systems, you will again this year. And now we know DirecTV customers will be able to find the MLB-produced Cardinals broadcasts on channel 672. That's just one up from where FanDuel Sports is currently found on DirecTV. There is no additional costs for the broadcast on DirecTV. I'm Joe Pott, KMOX Sports.
Of course, every Cardinals game is on KMOX. No channel guide required. From the business desk, with March Madness tipping off and sports betting now legal in Missouri, the University of Missouri is drawing clear boundaries for its campus community.
MU President Moon Choi says students and staff should not influence games, share confidential team information, or target student athletes over betting. In a letter to students and staff, he warned those actions could violate university policy and state law. Matt Pilger, Missouri Net.
Let's take you to Stiefel now for an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here is Scott Bedell. Scott.
Disappointing day to finish a disappointing week as the 400-plus point advance by the blue chip average evaporated as the day advanced. At the 3 p.m. close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average slid 118 points, or just about 0.25% at 46,559. The Standard & Poor's 500 index dropped 0.6% at 6,632, while the NASDAQ Composite Index lost 0.9% to close at 22,105. The Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index was lower by 0.2%, finishing at 1,573. Checking out some stocks of local interest, Anheuser-Busch gained 0.6% at $72.39. Boeing rebounded 2.5% to $209.89. On the downside and hitting a new 52-week low, Caleres lost 1.25% at $9.29. Bear Corporation fell 1.9% at $10.99. And finally, Stiefel Financial slipped 0.8%. They closed at $70.23. This has been Scott Bedell from Stiefel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. I'll be with you again Monday afternoon for the closing minute. Have a good weekend, everyone.
We've got a vehicle fire, 55 going south at Lindbergh, and that's got the right 2 lanes closed. So watch out, 55 going south, approaching Lindbergh. Before Lindbergh, there is a vehicle on fire. 2 right lanes are impacted. Stalled vehicle, 55 going north of a direction at Potomac. The left 2 lanes are closed there. Left 2 lanes are closed, 55 north at Potomac. And we've also got a stalled vehicle. They've just cleared out 55 north at Route M, 55 south at Richardson Road. There's a vehicle on the left shoulder.
It's a pretty nice afternoon across St. Louis, partly to mostly sunny skies, though it is on the windy side, and 63 will do it for our high. Tonight, quiet, partly cloudy skies, 50s for evening plans, 38 for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, breezy. A really nice day on Saturday, 66 degrees. Sunday still looks like rain and some thunderstorms, windy and 69, and then the temperature just falls out of everything. Sunday night, a rapid drop in temperature, rain and wet snow going over to wet snow. There could even be some thunder around as we go down to 22. Actually, the snow will go from a very wet snow to a very fine dry snow late night. And by Monday morning, there could be 1, maybe 2 inches of snow. Monday, partly sunny, windy, snow flurries. The high only 29 on Monday with 40-mile-per-hour winds. Monday night down to 14. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It is 60 degrees. The feels like is 48 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's 3:08 on a Friday. Dave Glover Show on KMOX. Dave will be back on Monday. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stolz, Kevin Wheeler with you here, and our buddy Alvin Reed with his regular Friday visit. What's up, Alvin?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, man?
Is Dave in Lawrence? Or is he,
No, he's on his. He's back, but he's recuperating from his Florida trip.
Oh, that's right. He was headed down to Florida. Yeah. He said, "Oh, yeah, that's right." He was.
I mean, they had ball games every day,
hobnobbing,
dinner
ball
every
games,
night,
yeah.
golf, World Baseball Classic game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was painting all Florida red.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he had a really good time. Oh my
Whoa,
goodness.
you too. Rachel's like, but you've been lifting?
Yeah.
She just
I
ripped the
barely touched
microphone
that
off
thing.
its stand.
She's excited about her Donnybrook appearance.
Yeah.
next
I
Thursday.
really am. That's gonna be that's in less than a week.
Is that what that is? That's the adrenalin building
Yeah,
up.
I
Alvin's
just
in the
thought about
room. You
Bill
thought about
McClellan
it.
and I
just
ripped
like-
this down.
Rachel's just letting everybody know you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Well,
all right, I fixed them.
She's people who are really sweet. Yeah, until they're not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I told Charlie, I'm like, I should just be super mean to everyone and just shock everyone.
You should have them make the Chiron your name is Razor.
Razor.
Just Razor, not Rachel, Razor.
But, well, what's the old line? It's like, if you ever have to go to prison, when you get there, just ask who's the toughest guy in here, and then just go hit him over the head with a chair.
Yeah.
And it's like, at least they'll say like, that guy's crazy. He's going to pay the price for that. But yeah,
This is going to be a weird, not a transition, but a continuation of that. So on my TikTok algorithm, every once in a while I get a series of videos about life in prison, like guys who were in prison, like breaking myths and talking about do's and don'ts. And that's one of the myths the guy busts. He's like, don't do that. Do not do that. Because if you do that, now you're a target.
For everybody.
Yeah. You just, if it comes to you, you take care of business, but don't do that. Don't do that because you're just basically telling people you want to fight and they're going to take you up on it.
Let's put people in there want to fight. Yeah, hit each other with chairs. Right. Like you did right. Good
Again,
point.
not my experience, just going by what the guy who spent quite a bit of time in prison was telling in I think it was on a YouTube. It was on a on a podcast. He was being interviewed.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Look, people watch those prison shows. I have no interest in that.
It depends. Like the ones that are reality, not so much. But for whatever reason, like the TV show Oz always fascinated me.
Okay, all right.
It's super disturbing, obviously.
Yes.
But that's the point. It was very much a social commentary on the prison system.
What is it? The mayor of something or the king of something. It comes on now. And it's in a prison town, and the town is corrupt, and the prison is corrupt.
Is it Jeremy Renner?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the mayor of something. Easttown or
Kingstown. Mayor of Kingstown or something. Right.
Something like that.
Okay.
Or the king of Mayortown. One of those.
It's one of them. People out there know what we're talking about. And it's, I've watched some of them. I have not made it a habit, but it's interesting. But the whole thing is like, everyone in this town is corrupt. And it's kind of like, well, the mayor's corrupt, the city council's corrupt, the prison is corrupt, the prisoners are corrupt, the church is corrupt, everybody's just corrupt.
Yeah, but I don't know why, but like those prison movies, if they're good, Shawshank,
Shawshank.
like a TV show like Oz that was very good. You ever see Brawl in Cell Block 99?
I did not.
Man, that's a good one. That's Vince Vaughn as kind of like a bad dude.
Oh, really?
Like a big bad dude, like a murderer dude.
How long ago?
It's not that long. I think it's it's 2017.
Okay.
It's excellent, man. It's got great reviews. I really enjoyed it. It's violent though. It's that kind of movie.
Yeah, well, it sounds like
And another one that's like that is called Shot Caller. You ever hear that?
I've heard of that. Have not seen
Shot Caller. The main character is the guy that plays Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's Nicholas Costa. Was it Coster Waldau? Yeah.
All right.
He's the main guy, and he's a regular dude, regular old dude. Ends up in prison because he did a bad thing. Was drunken driving, killed somebody.
Yeah.
And then becomes the bad guy.
He did hit somebody in the head with his shit.
No, not initially. But it's I don't know why those are just fascinating movies. I don't ever want to experience any of it. Just like, you know what? Honestly, maybe it's the same kind of thing. Like, I don't ever want to experience being on a battlefield, but I love movies that are about that. About like Saving Private Ryan, about things like Apocalypse Now. It's just a fascinating thing. I think because you're not experiencing,
you're not experiencing,
right?
It. But I am like, and I've heard this from other people too. Why is I fascinated by history of World War II, fascinated by Vietnam, the movies about whatever. Vietnam War movies are just like, nah.
Really?
I mean, I've watched
like
them,
Born on the 4th of July,
but they're all just kind of like, it's not that I lived it because I was a little too young.
Right.
But the whole idea of that was this whole thing was just terrifying and a gigantic
awful,
waste of time.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, and when you go to that wall in Washington, D.C., and there's 52,000 people up there, it's kind of, it's just one of those moments that's kind of chilling. And it's like, as an American, you just kind of think to yourself, what do you tell these people's family now that now it to a point where this was your grandfather,
right?
And the kid asked, well, what was this all about? And you said,
I don't know.
This is we don't know.
It was supposed to be about stopping the spread of communism, but
but right. And then the kid asked, like, so did it stop communism? No, the country fell like about 5 minutes after we left.
It did not have a happy ending for the United States side.
And they're all heroes, and they all should be honored and cherished.
And they were treated horribly coming home too. That's my dad's generation. Right? My dad was he was in the army during Vietnam, but he was stationed in Thailand. Thank God, or I might not be here. But he had friends that were in the real stuff. Some died.
Yeah.
And a lot of people coming back were getting spit on in the airports yelled at and called baby killer, even though, we know those things happen, but most of the guys weren't doing that.
Yeah. Well, we had a kid and his relatives lived across the street from us. His last name was Chambers. And he was drafted by the White Sox and was from all, scouting reports from everything about it. He was going to make it. And he got killed in Vietnam in 1966. And, it's just, that was one that just touched kind of like the black community in Kirkwood that, and then this was 1966.
Right.
Now, now
you're adding another layer to that.
Now you're like 8 years later or whatever. And it's just kind of like, it's like, wow, here's a kid that right here from Kirkwood, Beach Park, and would have been probably would have been a professional baseball player and never got a chance because of this war and because he died in this war.
Yeah.
It's so anyway, the Vietnam stuff kind of touches home.
Yeah, I get you. Totally get you. Yeah, absolutely. I did want to run by you, Alvin. I don't know why I said Calvin. Calvin, where's Hobbs?
Where's Hobbs? I know.
Alvin,
which is a marvelous cartoon.
I know. So here's the beauty. My brother I don't think he knows this, but my brother and I grew up on Calvin and Hobbes. And one year he gave me the giant book that's the full collection. I've
got the 4 individual books.
Right. There are 4 of them in that collection.
Yes, right. I have the 4
So
books.
He gave me that. I loved it. It's great. It's kind of a cool thing. And then 2 years later, he gave me the same thing.
He's like, who would love that?
And then I didn't say anything at the time. I'm like, I think I have that at home. And then I'm like, maybe it's a new edition with new stuff, and then I'm like, no, it's exactly the same. So if you're listening, buddy, you did that.
You
I was nice in that one. I decided not to give him a hard time. I'm saving it for another. I might give it back to him and be like, oh yeah.
Here you go. There you go.
But he's already got it too.
He's already got
like
one.
tease him guy.
Right.
But I wanted to ask you about the city county stuff that came up with Sam
yeah.
Page.
Mhm.
Obviously, you're involved on issues. You obviously are kind of where you live is right in the middle of the battle zone.
Pretty much. Like I said on the show last night, obviously it's not going to happen instantly. I think instead of dismissing it altogether, which I usually do.
Really?
I'm saying like, we need to verbalize it. We need to write it down on paper.
Gotcha.
This time, because, and my theory is this, in this, when you talk about our region, all right, so Metro East obviously is in Illinois, Jefferson County, St. Charles County, Franklin County. If they were going to choose sides, they choose sides with the state. Okay. For like stuff like police board and all that kind of stuff. They side with the state. So that basically leaves the city of St. Louis and St. Louis County on this side of the state to fend off what is coming out of Jefferson City. You need allies. And at this point in time, if being together in some way, shape, or form gets Jefferson City off of our back collectively, then it's actually a pretty good thing.
Okay.
Now that's kind of how, my theory would be. Because even the county might look at it and say, like, you know what? Their big problem down there, even though they don't understand what's going on up here, is the city of St. Louis. But also that encompasses St. Louis County in a way. So I'm like, we could really help out St. Louis if we were all together. They need to be they need to be coming after the whole thing instead of just the city of St. Louis. Will it fly in most of, municipality land out there? Absolutely not. But,
yeah.
And if you move the county offices downtown, if the county offices were downtown, that would force people to be downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. But
I also think that's part of the push against it. Don't make me go downtown to do that kind of stuff.
But I'm just, okay,
Yeah.
You know how it is. It's like,
but I'm with you. I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to come down here to pay your bills and all that.
There's plenty of open office space.
Right.
You don't have to build a new building.
There
or
you go.
anything.
You wouldn't have to build a new building. You wouldn't have to do anything. The county could take over the, what I want to call it, the AT&T building. I was going to say the TWA building. The AT&T building, some of those others. You could do the whole thing in there. Not the courts, but all administrative stuff could go on right there in that building, which is empty right now.
Yeah.
Alvin, what do you think about Sam Page being the person to kind of bring this back up again? Do you think it helps or hurts the
I think he's
initiative
the perfect person right now because once again, I said on the show, I said like, man, like the new Sam Page is a lot more fun than the old Sam Page. He's like, hey, I got the yolk sack off here. Like, hey, guess what? I'm going to throw it all out there and let you all debate it. So, no, I think it's good kind of coming from him because he has look, I'm on my way out. So I'm just saying, and not only, I have always said, if it was going to happen at all, what will happen is the city will merge into the county. Nothing will really change other than you're going to become the 89th municipality.
Yeah.
And then you have to make your way to being the most successful, most powerful municipality, which you already have a head start on. But at the same time, you still it'll help you get your stuff together. Police could maybe get a raise technically instantly rather than drawing it all out of the, city budget and all that. So there are already reasons why it could work and be a good idea. Is it enough? Not to just change people's minds, but is it enough financially? Is it enough, infrastructure-wise to be a wise move? That's why it's good to talk about it. Instead of just talking about it, like better together, whatever that nonsense
Get
was.
into the details.
Get into details. This is how much we'd save. This was what it would cost you. Things like that. And then at least people could then make the judgment.
All right, buddy. Have a good weekend. Good luck to the Jayhawks tonight.
You too, man.
See ya.
We'll need it.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Spotify thinks its subscribers may want to read a book while listening to their tunes, so the Swedish company is expanding into physical book sales in a partnership with bookshop.org. Spotify says its premium subscribers can buy hardcovers and paperbacks directly in the app. Physical book sales are rising among younger consumers due in part to the book talk community on TikTok that's popular with Gen Z. I'm Jason Brooks.
At LensSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lenseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
A lot of people are getting their air conditioners tuned up and ready to go for the summer, and we're getting a lot of calls of people saying they want a second opinion, to have us come out and requesting us to come out there and take a look at their air conditioners. They've been told that they need a new one, and the repair is quite costly, and might be best for them to replace the air conditioner and then repair it. If you're in that situation, please give me a call, because there is truly some opportunities here for you that we could save you lots of money, because I'm sure you're going to be shocked. We have the equipment that still works best for you with your budget. It's pretty much the best, is what I would put in my home, is what I would recommend. Give me a call. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Or the online thing, and that is bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Man, we're flying through on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely flying through today.
Mhm.
It's going fast. Obviously, we're done at 5 o'clock today. Actually, a little bit before, 4:55 for Cardinals baseball. And that'll be the Cardinals and the Mets at Roger Dean Stadium. We're 13 days away from opening day, so plenty to be excited about there. So, again, a reminder, no Redbird Rush Hour, because the baseball game will be on starting at 5 o'clock. We got Dave Murray in a few minutes to update us on the weekend forecast. We'll see if we still got to stay strapped into the roller coaster ride. Sure sounds like it. We got George Mahey talking food and restaurants and stuff, top of the hour. So, yeah, that's that.
All right.
What are you guys doing this weekend? Anything other than recovering, continuing to recover?
I've got a list of chores on my phone that I'm going to get done, because a lot of things fell by the wayside because I was sick. So,
yeah.
And I'm looking at that right now, but nothing too bad.
I know. I just hate chores so much.
I do have to go to FedEx and UPS. Which is not a big deal. It's just more like making yourself do it. You know?
Because they're never next to each other. It's never
These two, the ones I'm going to actually are. Yeah, I was
lucky.
I know. I was looking it up on the map
Lucky.
earlier, and I'm like, I almost got
Man, oh man, I think I might have lost it if you did.
I was looking at it at the map and I was like, holy cow. They're right next to each other. So yeah, knock that out tomorrow.
Doing anything this weekend? You doing any dashing or anything like that?
Probably not. I'll probably just rest this weekend.
That's a good idea. A good idea. It's a good weekend for it. You got really good college basketball leading, with the conference tournaments wrapping up Sunday and going into Selection Sunday, and baseball is only a week and a half away. The World Baseball Classic games are going to be something, man. I know it's not everybody's favorite thing. I understand completely that it's new, relatively speaking, right? It's relatively new. It doesn't have a multi-generational history for baseball fans, but if you haven't paid much attention now because you didn't care, from now on, the single elimination games and all that, it's way, way more fun. The games are a little bit more normal. You don't have as many pitch restrictions because you're deeper and pitchers have worked more. You got the good teams now, U.S. and Canada tonight. How about that? It's the third U.S. versus Canada major team sporting event in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's great. And especially on the heels of all of our drama with Canada, it's just kind of crazy that it's been working out like that lately.
Yeah, this one we're supposed to win.
Okay.
The U.S. is supposed to win. They're pretty big favorites over Team Canada. The hockey ones, the U.S. women were favored, but the men were not. So there's a little upset there. So I'm sure the Canadian baseball guys would like to repay the upset. It'll be good. And the atmospheres will be strong. Dominican's playing today, too, against Korea, so that'll be a good one. I would think Dominican's going to advance. But if they do, then those are the two teams that play next, Dominican and the U.S.
Ooh, Wheels.
That's a big dog.
Wheels, I'm looking at our stream, and I see Dave Murray is backstage.
All right, Dave.
He's ready for our next segment.
All right, let's see if we find any falling hamsters.
Hear me out on this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you do have a wife or a significant other.
Yeah.
There's just a huge problem in your life. And then you win a giant jackpot. Don't you feel like this is your opportunity to just leave town?
You're not going to file papers because now you're going to be legally bound to this lady.
That's what you get the lawyer for.
You're not even married and you're fantasizing about leaving your wife.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. I talk about them all the time. You guys could probably do the live instead of me. It is the simplest thing in the world. You either are open to taking a vitamin supplement or you're not. Now, you may not be open because you're super into it, and you just don't think that a one-a-day vitamin can do anything for you. You take mega packs, and they're $500 a month. And trust me, I've been there, and I remember going to the doctor, and he said, what the hell are you doing? Like, your blood tests are insane. And I told him, and he's like, don't do that. You're just going to either urinate all the extra vitamins out, or it's going to hurt your organs. And this is back in 1984. So if you're doing that, just be careful, because what we have is a multivitamin with 20 different ingredients, exactly what our doctors and scientists say that we need, including omega-3 fish oils. You take 2 a day. They cost less than $1 a day. A portion of every sale is going to go to cancer research. It was created in St. Louis. It's manufactured in the U.S. under the strictest guidelines. You can find it on the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs and online at neovitin.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-566-3062. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-566-3062. That's 800-566-3062. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, crews are on the scene with an incident. It's northbound on Highway 55 at Potomac. The two left lanes are blocked. There's not much of a slowdown headed northbound towards the city on 55. Headed southbound, you do have that little hesitation slowdown at the road construction zone. In the Metro East, a pocket of volume Packers. That'll bring you down there. Other than that, you have your normal pockets of volume westbound 64 passing Forest Park, southbound 170, headed towards 64, southbound 270 in pockets, starting at Olive down through about Manchester Road. A little bit of a volume as well, ramping onto southbound 270 from westbound 44. And out west, westbound Highway 70, westbound Highway 64 look good, headed through St. Charles County out to Wentzville. I'm Frank Ladd in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler with you here.
Bernie Nicholas joins Rush Hour Sports tonight at 5 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is brought to you from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
All right, it's Friday, and it's going fast today. Dave's out, the Glover, that is. He'll be back on Monday. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin here with our buddy Dave Murray for his normal 3:30 spot. Oh, Dave, how you doing today?
Hello there. I tuned in just in time to almost hear potty mouth Rachel. Almost.
I don't know what I was... It's been a weird day. I was reading a year earlier, and then I was like reading it wrong. I don't know. I think I need to get some sleep or something. Yes,
need a weekend.
Need a weekend. Yeah. You ever? I don't like to admit it, Dave. I have done that. I have dumped myself. I have made that mistake in the heat of battle on the radio. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
All right.
Really?
I feel so much. I'm not even kidding, Dave. I feel
the
so
word,
much better.
The word Rachel was going to say.
It's rainy as blank out there.
Just knowing who you are and how you are, that makes me feel so much better that it's not just me.
Yeah, that stuff comes out from time.
It does.
It does. It's like you forget what you're doing.
Honestly, you do. You really like in the heat of the moment. It's just like, sometimes something just slips through the cracks. It just happens.
I think I've done it more than once, and I think it's not a habit, but it's I think I either just went right past it, or I went, oops, excuse me, and then
good.
He's like, that was weird. Did anyone else hear that?
One of my producers is on a hot mic.
There's a little mouse in the studio, and he has a potty mouth.
Yeah, that's pretty great. It's pretty great. What are we looking at, Dave? Are we still in the same position we thought we were the last couple days?
You know what? I'm not changing anything. Everything looks to be right on track. We're fine this evening, right around 50 degrees. It's okay. 38 for the overnight low. Cold, but not cold. Saturday, gorgeous day. Partly sunny, breezy, 66. Get out and enjoy. Saturday night, the evening is going to be spectacular. Clouds will be taking over. The winds will be picking up. 55 for the overnight low. So nice. The evening basically in the 60s. Sunday, rain and some thunderstorms at any time on Sunday, gusty winds. Some storms could go strong, possibly severe, especially south and southeast of St. Louis. It's a real fine line, so it's something we have to watch. I don't think it's a widespread outbreak for anybody, but there will be some thunderstorms around because we're going to 69 for the high on Sunday. Sunday night, still looking for this major temperature free fall. Winds swing to the northwest, strong and gusty winds with rain and wet snow in the evening, changing over to all snow probably midnight. Could be some thunder involved here, so that always gets our interest. But we're going down. Now, remember, 69 for the high on Sunday, going to 22 for the overnight low Sunday night into Monday morning. Still kind of like 1, maybe 2 inches of snow. It'd be, for the most part, a sloppy, wet snow, but it will go to a fine, dry, wind-blown snow late at night. Monday, changeable skies, snow flurries, strong gusty winds of 40 miles per hour, 29 for the high. So that means wind chills are easily in the single numbers on Monday, and 14 for the overnight low. I'm already getting emails and texts from teachers saying, snow day? Maybe one last snow day?
One more.
You know, it's going to be really cold. It's going to be a shock to the system. It will be kind of dependent on what kind of snow falls. So it's a maybe. Tuesday, 35 for the high. Wednesday, 64. Thursday and Friday in the 70s.
All right.
It's the vomit comet. Yeah.
Mr. Dave's wild ride.
That's right. That's right.
So quick, this is probably the most obvious answer to a question that you'll get about this, but I've never really pinned it down. So when you have these dramatic changes in a short amount of time, weather-wise, or temperature-wise, how long does it take for the ground to transfer between cold enough for snow to stick and stay versus warm enough to melt everything? Like, is it?
It takes a while.
Okay.
It does
so
really
like 1
take
or 2
a while.
days still makes it kind of in between.
Well, let's just talk Sunday night.
Right.
You know, Sunday night going into it, we're in the 60s. At the end of it, we're in the 20s. You know, and it will be a question of. I think ground temperatures, road temperatures are going to be okay. It's going to be one of these things. If the street crews throw some salt down, it's probably going to get washed away.
Because
pre-treatment. And you know, I would think come Monday morning, early Monday morning, there could be some slop on the roadways.
Okay.
If we get the 1 to 2 inches. And again, that's very much in question right now.
Right. But if I mean, like with that happening, the ground takes more than whatever 12 hours or 14 hours for it to get
for the
frozen
most part.
itself. Yeah.
Right.
Now,
right.
again, we all know all the signs on the road, right? Bridges freeze before the rest of the road. Like all of that, like that. We all know that, hopefully.
Right.
But,
no, we don't.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said hopefully. But like, I never really have pinned it down. I guess it's what, several days for the ground itself to actually be frozen hard.
Well, as far as frozen hard.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
And,
good info.
and that's not really going to happen here. However, the sensitive trees that are budding or even in bloom, they're going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly.
Not great. Not great. Well, follow whatever advice you can get.
Yes.
There's plenty of information.
Know that it's
out there.
coming. You know, it's coming, and we just have to be ready for it. But don't wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh, I thought it was supposed to be 22 degrees. No, that's Monday morning.
Monday.
Okay.
So you got a few days to do some prep if you need to.
Yeah. You know, and again, I'm going to recommend you go cut your lawn tomorrow.
Okay. I'm not going to do that, but everyone else can.
Rachel, put that on your list.
Okay. Cut Kevin's lawn.
No. There'll be a fee. No. All right, Rachel, what do you want to do for headlines?
We'll start with this story. Well, first of all, headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. We were just talking about Gavin Newsom on the show the other day. A new primary poll shows that Gavin Newsom has twice the support of Kamala Harris. Very interesting, and makes me think, well, what would have happened in 2024 if we would have had some sort of primary and he would have been the candidate? I mean, things might have turned out differently. Just looking at this poll, seeing him coming in at 28% support, Harris at 14%. This is all in California, by the way. This is a UC Berkeley political survey of likely Democratic voters in California. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg trailed behind at 12 and 11%.
I wonder if any poll taken this far out has come true. And I mean that's like not to be a smartass, because it has to be really hard. Because as an example, if you had looked at 2016 2 years in advance, I don't think the polls would have said Donald Trump's going to win. So obviously a lot changed in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's the norm, because he's a unique candidate. I don't know if it's been more predictable in different races.
Well, in 2015, 2016, Donald Trump was polling so low that he was not allowed on several debate stages.
Right.
And he just kept on saying very bombastic things and getting more and more media coverage. And so, I don't think he is a typical candidate. I just thought that was interesting that Newsom is getting double the support of Kamala Harris. They're both California politicians.
Yeah, so in California, that seems like a big deal. Dave, you live there. Can you see a difference between how they're perceived or not?
Oh,
much?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think we talked about this a couple of days ago. Newsom is considered very popular in the state.
Okay.
I don't understand it, but he's very popular.
He's pretty, Dave.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the only thing going for him.
And he's tall. Right? The whole height thing seems to matter when it comes to candidates. It's a weird thing. As a short guy, I gotta say it's pretty stupid.
Don't wish him on this country.
TSA workers are missing their first full paycheck as this partial shutdown drags on. I mean, this is very sad. More than 300 TSA officers have resigned since the shutdown began because they're not getting paid. There's unscheduled absences increasing more than twofold. And some airports are telling travelers to arrive as many as 5 hours before their flight takes off because the lines are so long. I just feel sorry for these people who are doing a difficult job. I mean, that job has got to be
one.
Yeah, it's a headache. Nobody likes
Everybody's
you.
edgy.
You're in like a windowless room all day dealing with the crankiest people, and then you're cranky as a result. And then it's like, oh, by the way, you're not getting a paycheck for this now.
That sucks.
It does suck. Okay. I really like this story because Wheels, have you ever seen these protein bars? They're called David protein bars.
Yeah, I get ads for them nonstop.
I see ads for them too.
Though.
Yeah, they're in this like gold packaging.
Yeah.
They look good. Like the way they've been sold to me, I have thought to myself like, if I ever happen to see that in a Target or something, I'll pick one up and try it. Well, there's a new lawsuit that says that those bars that are very popular with wellness influencers actually pack about 80% more calories and more than 4 times the fat than their label suggests.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I was going to say more than other brands, but then who cares if it's labeled correctly? You know what you're getting.
Now, the company is saying that how they put these things together, there is a product, and I don't remember what the product is that it goes through your system without your body taking the calories.
I gotcha.
That's quite a claim.
I know. I don't understand it at all, but that's what the company is claiming, that their numbers are correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're calling it, okay, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Dave. It's esterified prophylaxated glycerol, or EPG. That's what we'll call it, EPG. So this captures energy from ingredients that the body doesn't actually digest. So I don't know. It sounds like the whole keto thing where it's like, oh, it's fiber, whatever. There's some stupid like fiber calories. I don't remember. I shouldn't have started talking because I'm unable to complete the thought. But we'll see how this all plays out. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ricky Gervais's partner has revealed that he has been diagnosed with cancer. He's been with this author, Jane Fallon, for 44 years now, and she came out and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's her cancer, not his cancer."
Oh, okay.
But if you're a Ricky Gervais fan, very sad news to hear, and we wish them the best. His long-term partner is going through that.
Yeah, that stinks.
Morrissey has called off a gig after a night in what he calls an indescribable hell. He was in Valencia, and the hotel he was staying at was so loud he couldn't get a proper night's rest. So he said that day, like, I can't be expected to do this show. It's impossible.
That guy is the worst. He does this nonstop.
It does feel like a bit of a put on at this point.
Like even his fans, like I've never listened to that music. It's not my kind of music, but I know people that like him, and that's been the reputation forever. Like he's just such a temperamental little brat.
Well, the internet is going crazy over this because it is.
I mean, think about that. If you've paid money for a ticket and you've made arrangements for babysitters or time off of work to go to the show or whatever, and some guy cancels because he didn't have the best night's sleep.
I'm tired.
God almighty.
Let him get his rest.
Get out of here, man. It's not like you're out here having to build roads or anything. Dave, thanks so much.
All right, enjoy
Have a
the
good
ride.
weekend.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, speaking of roads, those roads are clear northbound on 55 at Potomac. That stall is out of the way. Those two left lanes are back open, as is the right lane, I should say, westbound Highway 44 at Big Bend. There had been a stall blocking that lane there. Those delays are gone. Still dealing with that road work, though, eastbound on Highway 70 at Packers Avenue. So you've got a little bit of a slowdown as you're making your way around the bend, coming across the Musial Veterans Bridge, headed towards the merge. Got reports of a new accident now, and it is on eastbound Highway 44, just before the merge with Highway 70. So it's towards the casino there, and reportedly blocking a lane. So you'll have a little bit of a volume issue there north of the Eads Bridge, headed up towards the Musial Veterans Bridge. You're busy through the depressed section as well, westbound on Highway 44, headed towards the Poplar. And out westbound on Highway 64, you got a pocket of volume at Hampton. Further westbound 64, you're on the brakes now in pockets passing Lake St. Louis, making your way towards Wentzville. I'm Frank Ladd in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Tell you guys about Mike at Michael's Baths. This is the easiest live for me at the moment because you already know what he does. You look at Bath Fitter, you look at 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, big national companies. They have focused the last few years on just doing bathrooms. Mike has done that for 30 years now. He's a general construction guy, great craftsman, carpenter. But 30 years ago, he said, I really like doing bathrooms. I don't enjoy knocking down walls and general construction anymore. And so that's what he's done. He added about 3 crews. He's up to about 10 crews now because you guys called him so many times during 2025. He's typically 30 to 50% less expensive than Bath Fitter and 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. He also uses all made in the USA products. He's a great guy, family owned and operated. Every dollar you spend at Michael's Baths is going to stay right here in the St. Louis area. Give him a call, 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Every spring brings promises, and every spring delivers surprises. This year, the Cardinals are writing a new story, and there will be plenty of surprises. Tom Ackerman is in Jupiter, Florida, with inside access to Camp Cardinals.
Presented by St. Louis Composting. Composting, growing gardens and making memories. And Happy Roof. We always create happy endings.
From breakout performances to roster revelations, get reports throughout the day on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Typical tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercial.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you. She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter. Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Would you do this? I literally just saw this during the break. I hadn't seen this before. I saw a video on the tweeter. So there's a woman walking the beach in Pensacola, Florida, and she's big in ocean lover, watches what's going on. She's looking for various fish in the water, things like that. And she sees in the shallow area where you can see it from the beach, a great white chasing a bunch of small fish. And then a couple of waves pop in, and it knocks the great white into water so shallow that it's stuck. So it's beached. It's in the water, but it's beached. And it's struggling to get free. It can't. It's not doing anything. And this lady finds a few other people on the beach, flags them down, and they go into the water and push the great white shark back into water where it can swim away. So would you?
No, God,
would
no.
you not?
Yeah, sorry to the great white shark, but absolutely not. I would call someone.
They did. They called the Florida Wildlife
There you go.
Commission, and they said, well, it's going to be a long time. We're not going to be able to get there soon. And she's like, well, this thing's going to die by then, so I'm going to do something. And they helped push it in, and it just swam away once it got into deep enough water.
I mean, I'm glad it worked out for them.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a risk, no?
I mean,
what if at the last moment he's like, thank you so much?
Turns around,
and
snacky Snackerton. Yeah. So I'm not buying what the lady's selling here, but what she said was sharks can feel energy, and it knew we were trying to help them. And
I don't think that's true.
It wanted to live, so it was going to let us help him. And I think, yeah, but if you were standing in front of him,
yeah.
Unless he was full, though, I mean.
They can feel energy. He picked up on my vibe, and he knew I had good vibes.
Yeah, I mean, again, that part I'm not necessarily buying. I think I might help.
I could see you helping.
I think I might help. I mean, I'm going to pick a spot near the tail.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay as far away from Jaws' mouth as I can. I think I might.
And I think that's great. I am personally just way too scared.
I get it. Now, look, man, when you see, if you see the video of it, this thing was huge. It wasn't a little guy. This was a full grown. I don't think it was like one of the monster ones, but it was a really big shark. And not your normal one you would see that shallow. Normally, you wouldn't see a shark that big in shallow water. But that was Pensacola for anybody that's thinking about the beaches. I can't. That kind of thing would not keep me from going in the ocean. I know they're there, but I also know it's rare that they ever come that far in.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that particular beach, I might have to think twice.
Yeah.
If I lived right around there.
Especially because animal control is like, it's going to be 3 hours.
It's going to be a while.
Like,
yeah, we're probably not going to help you.
Yeah, what are you up to?
All right, we'll continue on as a Friday. We got one more hour to go here on DGS. First, let me tell you a bit about FanDuel Sportsbook and what they've got going on here in college basketball's best season with the conference tournaments and the big dance coming up. FanDuel Sportsbook, of course, is the official sportsbook of KMOX. And they're offering an early win on your pre-live moneyline bets for college basketball. So, when you're giving yourself an opportunity to get out there and have some extra fun, right? Like you're going to fill out a bracket. We all end up doing that. But, they're not always going to be successful with FanDuel. You can kind of stay in the game all along. And if you're a new customer,